This monster full-on stalked Celeste. This beast would legit park outside of her work and wait for her, and it got so bad that her job had to implement a system where people would walk to her car with her. By the time July of 2020 rolled around, Luay was clearly not going to stop, and it was impacting every facet of Celeste's life, and she was truly living in fear. There was one new positive thing in her life at this point, and that was a new boyfriend, a wonderful man named Chris, who she had met through work and was really starting to build a great relationship with. So on July 1st, her and her mom went back to the police station and laid it all out on the table. They explained everything, they pulled up the messages, they made sure that a proper report was filed, and thankfully, this time it was. On July 3rd, Celeste and Aggie went to the Heidelberg Magistrates Court, and they were granted an interim personal safety intervention order, also known as a PSIO. And a PSIO seeks to protect a person from physical or mental harm caused by an individual who is not a family member. So Luay was served the order on July 8th, and he was instructed that he could not have any contact with Celeste whatsoever. And at first, this worked. From about July through mid-August, everything just appeared to stop. And on August 15th, he breached the order and he sent her an Instagram DM that had a link to a Google Doc attached. And it turns out it was a 3.5-page letter. So after work that day, she ended up just bringing her phone to the police station so that they could open it. And that's when they realized that it was in fact from him, which meant that he breached the order. And what's interesting about this letter is that when Celeste read it, she actually felt bad for him, and so did her mom. To give you an idea, it was basically a plea to have her drop the intervention order, that it was ruining his life. Aggie even ended up calling the officer that they reported him to and asked about what would dropping the order be like, and when they did that, they said there's nothing that they could do to protect Celeste, and that was the moment Aggie said it really hit her. She knew her daughter needed that protection, and she was not going to stand in the way of that. So she didn't drop it, which was absolutely the right move, but it's also another instance of how Celeste was failed. Because even when this beast reached that order, they did nothing to protect her.